All right, my friend, this is Dave Sharp. Welcome back. Moving on in the fishing formula to the bait section. How can you get them in the boat? Well, we've been talking about this boat thing. What is the boat? What do we consider the boat to be here? Well, what I consider the boat to be is your sales funnel, okay? And also your list. So we're going to be talking about what that sales funnel looks like here in a second. Your list is going to be your digital database. We'll cover that more. Your autoresponder. We'll cover that more here in a second as well. But now that we've looked at bringing people to the boat, so using content, specifically using videos on TikTok or YouTube, or using posts on Facebook, for example, and then bringing those people to what? Essentially to click on the link in that content and then go to a sales funnel of some sort. Now we're going to look at basically getting people to opt in, getting people to actually say, okay, yeah, I want to move from this platform of Facebook or YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is. I want to actually move from being on that site to now being on your site. And that's the transition that we're always trying to get visitors to do, is to go from being on whatever site that they chose to be on. When they pull open their phone, they click on an app, Facebook, YouTube, or they log on to their computer. They type in, I want to go to Facebook. I want to go to YouTube, right? And our goal is to put an ad, essentially some chum, and that ad can be a paid ad or it can be a free ad. Essentially, all your chum, if you're posting videos to a YouTube channel or you're making posts on Facebook, they're essentially mini advertisements, right? Even though they don't feel like they're ads, or most people don't call them ads, but you should treat them like ads. And your goal with that quote-unquote chum or that content is to pull them off of that site onto your site and or your sales funnel. So let's dig into this a little bit more. First and foremost, when you use the right bait, you can get the right fish to bite. If you don't use the right bait, then you're not going to get the right fish that you're targeting to bite. And when you get, in fishing anyways, the right fish to bite, then fishing becomes fun, right? But if you just chum the waters, you're just out there fishing on your boat, and you get a bunch of fish to kind of come and swim around your boat, they're a little bit interesting, but they don't actually bite your hook. Fishing's not very fun. So this bait piece is really important, because this bait piece is what takes them from kind of swirling around or swimming around your content out there, your TikTok video or Facebook post or YouTube channel. You know, they're scrolling, to them to actually stop, to watch, and then to say, I want to follow through and figure out what this person has to offer. They bite. And that's ultimately what we're trying to get them to do. All right, so how can you get them in the boat? All right. This essentially is about collecting emails so you can follow up with people. That's the reason why we actually bring them through a process to where we can actually collect their email address. Because we know from collecting our own data, every other single marketer who's come before us knows from collecting their own data and doing their own marketing that a large majority of people don't buy right away. But you still want to have them on your list because, well, you've put in effort to actually get them to come to your site or your sales funnel. right? You've chummed the waters. You've created content. You've put up ads. You've delivered value to the marketplace. So if you can actually get them off whatever site they're on onto your site/sales funnel, then even if they don't buy, you want to collect their email so you can follow up with them. And what we've found is that sometimes people don't buy for weeks, months, even years. Sometimes we'll have a sale that comes through. We'll look into when that person first opted in, and it's like 2 years ago. And it's like, wow, just reinforces the power of playing the long game and also building your list, essentially building your digital database. Emails in the more advanced version might be also collecting a phone number, are what become your digital database. And your digital database is kind of like the old school Rolodex that you see over there. It's kind of like if you had something that you were doing, an initiative, you were fundraising, you were hosting some sort of a business event. Back in the day, you would have your assistant, or you would grab your Rolodex and you would go through that, and you would call everybody you knew. Or if you needed leads or you needed referrals because business was slow, you'd go into your Rolodex and you'd call all the people that you had in there and say, hey, I'm putting on a promotion this month, and I just wonder if you would be interested, or if you know anybody who's interested. Well, nowadays we have various pieces of software like autoresponders, digital databases, right? They basically allow you to collect somebody's email address, and then you can just bulk email everybody whose email you collected. We'll show you how to set that stuff up later. We want you to understand the concept right now. But that then becomes your digital database. It's sort of like having a Rolodex, but it's just a piece of software in the cloud that just, you have a list of email addresses that you've collected, and you can have that they call it an autoresponder. You can have that autoresponder automatically send out email messages as somebody opts in. Hey, send this message on day 1, send this message on day 2. And you can have that go as long as you want. Or if you have something that you just want to broadcast out, like, hey, let's email our list every Saturday with what we did this previous week, then you can also email the entire list. So that's considered your digital database. And that's really important because it's really mainly the thing that you control. Like, you don't control TikTok or YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, but if you can get people off of that site and then to give you their email address, then now you do control that. That is something that, you ideally can't get taken away from you because you've done the work, you own that list. The idea is I'll give you free gift in exchange for your email. And I'm going to show you here in a moment some specific examples of how that happens. Or just enter your email below and tell me where to send it. Send a free training or a free video or a free overview. You see this in various forms on all kinds of sites, and maybe just up until this point, you just weren't paying attention to it. But anytime that you enter your email into any form on any website, that goes into their digital database, their autoresponder, their email autoresponder. And you might get an automated message sent out, or that just might get saved so they can email you whenever they have something that they want you to know about. Now, after you finish this fishing formula training that you're going through right now, in the setup and start fishing with free bait section, you'll get all kinds of step-by-step campaigns to choose from that will show you exactly how to set up the mechanics of all of this stuff. But right now, let's study some examples to get the visuals and the understanding of how using a bridge page funnel works. And these bridge page funnels are essentially where you're going to dangle the bait to get somebody to give you their email in exchange for some sort of a free gift or a free training. Before we get into looking at some actual page examples, I want to take you back through just this generalized graph. So imagine that you're building a campaign and chumming the waters on YouTube, right? You're uploading videos and you're delivering value, answering questions, and really that's your chumming strategy to get people circling your boat and kind of, coming and being attracted to you and, looking to you as somebody who they trust, they like, and they're getting value from, right? Your chumming strategy. The next step is to essentially get them to click a link and to come over here to your landing page. Now, when they opt into your landing page, they put in their name, their email, and then they hit the submit button. That email goes into your digital database, which is sort of represented by that image up above the landing page. And then they move on right to the bridge page, right? Where you sort of, use your hero script. You say, hey, this is what it was like. This is what happened. This is what it's like now. And I'd like to help you by introducing you to this product or this program or this service. And that's essentially where you introduce your first helping, okay, through a video sales letter, right? And then they go on, and if they buy, you get an affiliate commission. Now, below that, you might send some additional follow-up emails. And you can do that because you actually collected their name and their email. And that's why that landing page, collecting that email, is so important. And further on down the road, after you're done sending them back to that original offer, their first helping, you can then put them in a new campaign. And maybe you've even pre-written all these emails and they just go out automatically. And that's your second helping campaign. Maybe you're sending them to a different product, program, or service. And then on. Third helping, right? Makes sense, right? That's all possible because you use the proper bait on the landing page, which actually got them to give you their name and email and then opt in before you sent them over to your bridge page and then on to actually see the product. And that's why this step here of both using bait in a proper way and then choosing the specific type of sales funnel that you want to use, which we'll get into that in the next section, the next episode in this whole entire phishing formula. The reason why this landing and bridge page process is so important is because number one, you're collecting the email address. Number two, you're building a bridge between the content that you posted on YouTube, for example, and the product. So instead of just sending them directly to the product, you're actually sending them to a landing page first so you can collect that email. Now you have that person's information. So you can not only send them on to whatever you're currently promoting in that first helping, but you can second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and over multiple years, you might have your 100th helping, right? You may have promoted 100 things, or you might circle back 6 months later and put them back in front of that first helping product that you originally promoted. So this is why this is so important. There's a lot of affiliate marketers that try to take people right from a YouTube video or an ad directly to an affiliate product, and they never collect that name and that email, and they never properly frame why they're actually promoting that product, which you do using the hero script on the bridge page, and it's not as effective, it's not as powerful, right? Because now you don't have that email to follow up with them, and you also haven't really made it make sense to the visitor exactly why you're so passionate about promoting a product, right? And that bridge page, using the hero script on the bridge page, really allows you to do that. So now let's look at some examples, okay? The first example that we're going to look at is the free gift, okay? And there's 3 examples I'm going to show you. They're super simple, and I'm going to make it super simple for you so you really understand these approaches to using bait on a landing page, and you can see yourself doing it, and you don't have to overcomplicate it. So the first example, the free gift. This is where you're essentially going to be giving away something like an ebook, a script, a template, some sort of a downloadable thing, okay? And in this particular case, we actually are showing you an example of a fellow marketer here in our community, Nathan. He wrote a short little ebook, 8 Simple Steps to Affiliate Marketing Riches. And it's a very simple, very, very, if you will, ugly page, right? And that's what we call. That's no offense to Nathan. Nathan understands what I'm saying. It's not about design on these pages. It's about what are you actually giving them, right? What are they getting? And in this case, they're getting a free ebook. So totally free. They don't have to do anything for this ebook except put in their name and email. And you can see that the button says free download, right? Now, that's your landing page. After they opt in, so once they put their name and email and hit that free download button, they actually go over here to the bridge page. And the bridge page says, hey, you're all set. Check your email. Soon you'll get an important email from Nathan Lucas. And then it goes into essentially talking about, are you ready to finally start a profitable online business? Are you up for a challenge? If you answered yes, click the button and I'll show you how to get started today. So he's now going to, when they click that yes, show me how on the bridge page, he's now going to send them on to whatever affiliate marketing training or product or service or company that he's promoting. Now, you might be saying, well, Dave, where's the hero script? Where's the video? I wanted to show you a really stripped down example of where he didn't even use a video on the bridge page. And I want you to know that you can mix and match these things. A lot of people kind of come in to marketing online and they think that they need to do exactly like somebody else that they saw, or they need to follow the training and they can't deviate at all. And that's not really particularly the case, right? The best thing for you to do is to sort of choose your path and then test it without a video, or if you totally don't feel comfortable on video, then maybe this might be an option. I'm just trying to show you lots of different options so you don't feel like you're totally boxed in, okay? Now, you might be asking or saying, like, how would I create an ebook? Well, it can be really easy. There's all kinds of little design tools that you can use online. You can just literally Google free ebook designer and you can find it. Like, if you're resourceful enough, you can find it. Free ebook designer, you can see that he probably built this with one of those. It's not, you can go to Fiverr and you can have somebody Fiverr, I think, Fiverr. Anyways, Fiverr, you can just type in Fiverr and it'll come up and you can, it's essentially a site to where people will, do little online jobs for you for $5. So you can get a little ebook cover like this designed for free if you want to do it yourself, or for $5 or $10 or whatever. And you ideally can write your little ebook, write in a Word document, and, save it as a PDF or in a Pages document if you're on Mac, and save it as a PDF. Or you can even write the dang thing in a Google document and just email them a link to the Google Doc. Like, you really don't have to make this process. If you're using the free gift bait, you don't have to make it super complicated. Every single thing that I just said, from not only creating or have somebody create it, but also, writing your ebook in a Word doc and saving it as a PDF, or writing it in a Google Doc, is literally something that you could figure out how to do in 5 minutes on, by Googling it. That's not really what this course is about. It's about understanding the strategy. And then later on, we'll show you how to connect the pieces, the various pages and stuff. I'm going to show you other examples, though, right, of that you don't really have to use the free gift example as bait. But if you wanted to, if you felt like, hey, like, I've got something that I want to use the free gift bait example. And I tell this a lot of times to people, in other niches. like if you're a realtor and you were setting up a page like this, let's just think outside the box here for a second. Like if I was a realtor, I wouldn't just, I wouldn't say, hey, I'm from XYZ Realty and, call me. And, like we talked about this in the last episode, I wouldn't allow them to prejudge me. I want to stand out. If I was a realtor, I'd be advertising on social media, or I'd be advertising and shooting videos on a YouTube channel, or I would be making posts on a Facebook page. And I would actually offer people 7 things you must know before you buy a house in whatever year it is, right? And then I would send them to a landing page like this and offer them a free little download. And I would create it in like a Google document or a Word document and save it as a PDF or whatever, and then just email it out in my autoresponder. So if you're one of the things that I like to point out is what I'm teaching you here is a transferable skill. You can take it and use it in anything you ever do. But if you're just getting started with affiliate marketing, this is an option, but it's likely not the easiest option, and you probably shouldn't mess around with creating your own ebook or PDF, or whatever little free gift right out of the gate. But I wanted you to see what this type of bait look like. So let's move on to example number 2, which is the free training. And this is a bait style that, a lot of marketers use. It's easy to get up fast, and it can be really just as effective if your copy is good. So let me show you some examples. So this is a pretty traditional, typical landing page that really you can use in any niche. It has a headline on the landing page of, do you want to work with me and my team personally to launch you an online business together? But you could write whatever headline you wanted. Free video. Do you want to work with me and my team to lose 10 pounds in the next 30 days together, right? Do you want to work with me and my team to personally help you, learn how to meditate over the next 7 days? So that's interchangeable. The thing that I want to point out about this is it's, once again, just an ugly page, and I'm using that ugly because I want it to stick with you. Like aesthetically, it's pleasing. It's in the center of the page, and like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying it's got no design elements. It's not about, oh, look at the fancy, high quality design. Nobody comes to this page and thinks, oh, that's a great design, because nobody cares. People want to know what is in it for me. And the more clearly you can display what's in it for them, the better the page is going to do. And that's why I always favor a white background, lots of white space, words clear, big font, right? So the free video in red, free, important, free video, right? You see the word free scattered on here several times. Where should we send the free video, right? Enter your name and email. Now, you're not really going to send them the free video. Once they opt in, they're going to go to the page, but that's a better way to frame getting them to actually give you the email, because it makes it seem like if you don't put in your email, they're not going to send you the email. Now the video. Now you can also send them the video, like a link to that page as the first message that goes out from your autoresponder, right? You can do that. And if you're sitting there wondering, okay, what's an autoresponder and how do I set it up? We're going to show you in the fishing with free bait section. So don't freak out about that. We're going to show you how to set all those mechanical pieces up. But I want you to understand the dynamics of how this stuff works first. So this is some language I'm giving you that you can repurpose on your own landing pages. And then after they opt in, here's where you go to a bridge page. And a bridge page is really simply an opportunity for you to use the hero script and further sort of frame whatever product, service, or company that you're selling or promoting when they click this button here, for you to further add just a little bit of personal touch. Like, this is why I'm personally promoting this thing, because it helped me so much, or it's helped hundreds of other people, and the results are so astounding that I'm really passionate. And you know what? There's no risk. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you have nothing to lose. So click the link below and head on over and check it out, right? So this bridge page is also somewhat interchangeable. Put your own video there following the here's what it was like, here's what happened, here's what it's like now. Of course, it's always better in the hero script video if you can use your own personal product testimonial or your own experience with the product, so people kind of also know, hey, this person that's promoting this thing's also a user. They're just not trying to sell me something that they don't use or don't have personal experience with. So this is what these two pages look like. Really, they're easy to set up, okay? So it's not a big deal in terms of setting them up. The most important part is the words that you use, right? Now, you might be saying, oh, that's easy for you to say. I'm technically totally unsavvy. But I promise you, it's more important to focus on the words that are on the pages, and that's going to make much more of a difference than, the technical setup. I mean, it's truly the technical setup is the mechanics, which is what everybody thinks is the big deal. But the words that you put on the page and how you use the hero script, that's really the dynamics. That's really the psychology and what determines your success, how great your success is. Let's look at now another example, okay? So this is another example, make money online space example. You've got your landing page here, and once somebody clicks that green Start Now button on the landing page, this little button pops up. This little opt-in box pops up, and the person will essentially enter their name, their email address, and after they opt in, they'll head over and they'll go to the bridge page next, right? And on the bridge page, once again, you've got your hero script, you've got some copy, you've got a product test, you've got a customer testimonial of other customers that use the product, and then when they click that Start Now button, they head on over to the product page. You're going to get these slides so you can see the examples and all this. You may feel like I'm moving through these fast, but in the resources section down below, you can go and you can get these slides so you can see these examples. Okay, let's keep it moving. So now we're gonna look at example 3, which is the free training plus free gift. Whoa, now we're getting next level here. We're giving a free training and a free gift. All right, so check this out. This is a offer of an affiliate promoting a basically a woodworking offer in the sort of do-it-yourself space. So this is kind of a big niche, and it's not really in the health, wealth, or relationships niche. It's more in the do-it-yourself, do it at home. Really that's what the niche is considered, do it yourself, DIY. It's kind of like the people who really like to watch, home renovation shows, or I don't know if you're old enough to remember the This Old House with Bob Vila, where he did little projects around the house, or nowadays there's various different products or shows on HGTV and stuff that show you how to do little things around. It's a big niche. I mean, if you go to YouTube and look up woodworking and stuff like that, like there's a ton of videos. People have hobbies, and so this particular offer was a, how to Master Woodworker gives away 150 plans and guides for watching this video. So imagine easily building any woodworking project you can think of. This video will show you how. Plus, 150 free plans and guides will be delivered instantly to your email address. Download The Art of Woodworking, a 440-page guidebook, plus tons of tips, techniques, videos, and guides for woodworkers delivered daily to your email. So they're also saying, hey, we're going to send you ongoing emails, probably for second, third, fourth helping offers, right? 100% free. Simply enter your best email. We'll make sure you get your 150 woodworking plans. So you opt in, and after the opt-in, in this case, they're not using a bridge page. So the landing page the affiliate owned, okay, it was set up on a little page builder. And this Ted's Woodworking, which is the product sales page, that's the name of this product, is actually a product that he found that's available for anybody to promote over on ClickBank. Okay, that's what the name of the product's called, is Ted's Woodworking. So this affiliate didn't actually use a bridge page. It's kind of interesting, right? Didn't actually use a bridge page. But this was a successful campaign because I kind of stalked this campaign on the internet for a long time. This guy used a spokesperson image. If you go to Bucks Woodworking, I'm going to actually break this campaign down later on in this course, but you can look it up. It's Bucks Woodworking on Facebook or buckswoodworking.com. Actually, excuse me, the name of the website is Bucks Woodshop, buckswoodshop.com. But anyways, you know, this particular affiliate would run Facebook ads and stuff like that, and would also post content from their Facebook page. And you can see the Facebook page right here, right? It's got, 49,000 people who've liked the page and who follow the page. And, it was a campaign that a specific affiliate was running for a long time. I don't even know who the affiliate was. I just recognized it as I was on Facebook one time. And I was scrolling through looking at ads like I often do. Usually I go to various platforms, not really to consume content, but to look at ads. But anyways, this particular affiliate would always run ads to this site, which is a site I was just on. And then, this is sort of what their landing page looked like. It was a multi-step survey process, 150 woodworking plans just for watching this video. Take the survey. How many years have you been woodworking? Less than a year. How would you rate your current woodworking skills? What types of woodworking projects interest you the most? Tables and chairs. And then it would come to this page to where you would enter your email right here and click it. And once you did, and you said take me to the video, it would head over to this this particular offer, like I told you just a second ago. And again, you can see it's a ClickBank product. And it's called Ted's Woodworking, right? It's $67. All right. And as you can see, this particular photo and this top photo and the various photos on this person's site, right? Ideally were just royalty-free images. So this would be an example of a campaign that you could, essentially run by with a spokesperson, if you will, okay, with a spokesperson. But hopefully you're understanding the idea here of the free gifts, the free training, or the free gifts and the free training. And of course, you are going to get these slides so you can look at the pages and study them and how they work and understand them a bit more. Ultimately, the goal here is to help you to understand that no matter what it is that you're promoting, whether you're using or how you're using your funnel, okay, which we're going to cover a bit more in the next section, okay, no matter how you're using essentially your sales funnel and how you're funneling people in to your sales process, right? It's important to use the right kind of bait on the front end. Use either a free gift, a free training, or a free training and a free gift bait. And, at first, whatever affiliate product that you're promoting, it's a good idea to look around at what other affiliates are doing and, learn from them, model them. But eventually, the goal is for you to get better and better at copywriting so you can write the copy and tell your own story, right, on these pages, and tell your own story in the hero script, so you can better communicate why it is that you're doing what you're doing. And one last note that I want to leave you with is the more it makes sense to the user or the visitor why you're doing what you're doing, the less they're going to be skeptical about buying from you. And that's why that hero script video is really so important. Even though I showed you an example of somebody not using a hero script on their bridge page, or another example of somebody not even using a bridge page itself, only just a landing page, it's really important if you want to really bond and build rapport and lower your visitors, your target customer, right? The people that are visiting your site from your content, to really sort of humanize what you're doing a bit more and to make it make sense why you're promoting. Because if the only reason why they think you're promoting something is just to make a quick buck, then you're going to get less engagement. You're going to get less people following through, watching the sales videos of the product that you're promoting, and ultimately less people buying. So that's why ideally this particular process, if you were to ask me, okay, Dave, which one should I do? I would tell you start with the free training, right? And model a process that looks like this, okay? Simplified, really stripped down landing page. You can obviously tweak the headline on that landing page to be whatever you want it to be, to fit the product that you're promoting, okay? And then on your bridge page, have a short hero script, right? Something a couple of minutes long. Say what it was like, what happened. You found the product, you found the service, and what it's like now. So it makes sense to them why you're promoting it, right? Help them to understand who you are a little bit. Let them know you're an affiliate even. Okay, and I'm going to cover that in the compliance section. Let them know, yeah, you know what? I get a small commission from this if you buy, and that helps me to continue to create great content and help more people. And I'm essentially sort of a brand ambassador for this company, even though I don't work for the company. But it's not just about making money. It's not just about the small commission. Like, I really am passionate about this product because it helped me so much. Like, that is the most compliant and highest converting pitch. Obviously that hero script and, inserting your own story, what it was like, what happened, what it's like now, really it ties the emotion into the whole process. And again, that's why I say, like, I'm showing you the mechanics of what the bait process looks like, but it's really important to understand the dynamics, which is how are you pulling out the emotion and how are you sort of really tapping into the pains and in the fears and the problems of the client by that what it was like part of the hero script, which is that first section. By telling your own story, you're really helping them to identify like, like this person really understands what it was like for me or what it's like for me now. And they're telling me that this product or this service that they're promoting was really the game changer for them. And it was really the thing that helped them to change their situation, change their life, have less pain, get rid of the pain that I'm currently experiencing. So hopefully you're seeing how all these pieces fit together in this fishing formula is painting a clear picture. And then again, the next section after the fishing formula is going to be compliance. We're going to make sure we're legal, compliant. And then we're going to jump into that next section after is going to be fishing with free bait. And you're going to choose your strategy. We're going to show you how to set up all the pages and stuff. And then, you'll go and start crushing. Okay. But again, it's really important for you to understand the dynamics, understand the blueprint, understand why all these pieces fit together, the psychology behind them. Now, next, what we're going to do is get into the reel process, right? It's kind of like when you go fishing, you want to make sure that you have the right reel to actually bring lots of fish into the boat. Okay, so it's important to think about, okay, now that I got my bait, is a bridge page funnel right for me? Or do I need to use some other process? Okay, I'll explain a couple of different processes. There's not a whole lot to choose from. It's an important section because it's essentially how can you make this whole strategy a bit more scalable, right? And so we'll talk more about that in the reel section, which is the next video coming up. I'll see you there.